Hi, everyone. My name is Caroline Park. I'm one of the instructors here at Yoga Nisa Spirit and Wellness. And today I'm going to be taking you through a grounding meditation to start. And then I'm going to take you through a relaxing and soothing flow. So the focus of this practice will really be to feel more grounded, feel more strong in your body, feel more happy with where you're at in the present moment. Okay. And so we're going to start seated cross-legged on our mats. So taking your time to get there, I'm going to join you in 1 second. Finding a comfortable seated position on your sit bones. Feeling the sit bones melting into the earth, melting into your mat. And starting to deepen your inhales, your exhales. Noticing your breath here. Noticing the sensations in the body. Noticing your thoughts. So many thoughts all the time we have running through our minds. I encourage you right now and throughout this practice to leave those thoughts behind. All the thoughts about what you were thinking of before coming into today's practice. All the thoughts about what you're going to do after, things about the future. Just letting all of those thoughts dissolve, focusing simply and only on the present moment. The sensations in the body, your inhales and your exhales. I often find it's easier to focus on the present moment by listening and focusing on the breath. Counting your inhales and counting your exhales. Other people like to find a mantra that they like to repeat to themselves. And I encourage you right now to find a mantra, a simple phrase, a word, a sound that you can repeat to yourself through this grounding meditation right now. It can be about anything. It can be about letting go. You can say to yourself, I choose to let go. You can say to yourself, I am enough. You can say whatever you feel best serves you in your practice today, wherever you are in your life. Slowly deepening your inhales and your exhales. With every inhale, lengthening the spine. Lifting the heart and opening up the heart up to the sky. And exhale, breathing all that stale air out of the body. Inhale. And exhale, letting go. Inhale, inviting that loving energy into the body. And exhale, letting go of any negative energy from the body. If your eyes are not already closed, gently closing your eyes, picturing an ocean wave. You're watching the waves of the ocean rise and fall. And with your inhales and your exhales, moving to the rhythm of the ocean waves. Inhale as the wave peaks, and exhale as the wave falls. Feeling grounded as we move through today's practice. Using your mantra or your breath as an anchor if ever your mind starts to wander. Let's take one united inhale together in through the nose, all the way to the top, and hold for 2, 1, and exhale, letting all that stale air out. Gently blinking the eyes open as you bow the head. We're going to meet each other in tabletop position facing the front of our mat. So you have your shoulders stacked over your wrists, your hips stacked over your knees. And let's get some mobility into the spine. Inhaling, dip the belly, dip the chest, pulling that heart forward through the arms, gazing forward. And exhale, push down with the palms into the mat as you separate those shoulder blades, feeling an opening up in those rhomboid muscles, those muscles in between the shoulder blades. Inhale, cow, dip the belly, dip the chest, gaze forward. And exhale, rounding out the spine, especially the upper spine. Inhale, curling, cow pose. And exhale, rounding it out. Coming to neutral spine, we're going to lift the right hand forward or reach the right hand forward. Point the left toes back and holding here, try not to dip into the low back, really strengthen that core. We're holding here for 1 inhale, lengthen, and exhale, crunch it in, knee to nose, tap, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, knee to nose, tap. One last one here, inhale to lengthen, and exhale, meeting back in tabletop, switching sides. Inhale as you reach the left hand forward, right toes back. Again, try not to dip too much in that low spine, really strengthen the core, flatten out that lumbar spine. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, crunching it in, knee to nose. Inhale, reaching for opposite sides of the room, strengthen that core, and exhale, knee to nose, tap. Warming up the body here. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale, meeting back in neutral spine position. Inhale, right hand reaches up towards the sky, and exhale, thread the needle under that left arm. You can drop the back shoulder or the right shoulder, reaching left fingertips to the top left corner of the mat. If you want to take a bind here, reaching left fingertips up and over towards the low back, palm facing up, or towards the right hip crease. You can tuck in your hand right there if that's more comfortable for you. If you want to leave your fingertips at the top left corner of the mat, feel free to do so. And breathing here for 2. Opening up the back of that right shoulder. Curling that left shoulder back, opening up the front of that left shoulder. And 1, inhale as you drop the left palm beside the face. Inhale, Right hand reaches up towards the sky. And exhale, back to tabletop, switching sides. Inhale, left fingertips up towards the sky. And exhale, thread that left arm under the right, reaching the right fingertips up towards the top right corner of the mat. The left shoulder, the back of the left shoulder is planted onto the mat. And you can take your bind here on the opposite side, palm facing up on the low back, or tucked into the left hip crease. Breathing here. Feeling that back left shoulder opening up, rolling the right shoulder back, opening up the front of that right shoulder. Deep breath here. And on the next inhale, planting the right palm beside the face. Inhale, left fingertips back up towards the sky. And exhale, meeting back in tabletop position. Stepping the palms forward, curling the back toes under, lifting the hips up and back into your first downward facing dog. Really flattening out the spine here, making sure there's a long straight line of energy all the way from the palms to the tops of the sit bones. You can pedal out the heels here if your hamstrings are tight, especially if this is your first practice of the day. Really easing into those hamstrings. We don't want any quick movements or injuries here. And trying to reach those heels towards the mat, but if they don't reach, that's completely okay. And try not to set too many expectations for your body, but rather listen to where your body is at and gently challenge yourself without overstepping boundaries. Again, finding some stillness in the body. In your downward facing dog, you can keep a bend in those knees. And breathing here in your cardinal downward dog position. And inhale, right toes reach up towards the sky, three-legged down dog. Bend the knee, open up that hip, feel that opening in the hip. You can draw some circles with the knee in either direction if that feels good. Just gently mobilizing that hip. Inhale, back to three-legged down dog, straighten that leg. And exhale, knee to nose, holding for 1 second. And dropping that foot in between the palms. Dropping that back knee. Inhale, arms reach up. Strengthening the core so you're not dipping too much in the low back. Low lunge, gazing forward, rolling the shoulders down the back. You're feeling an opening in front of that left hip. Right knee stacked over right ankle. And breathing here, strong core in this low lunge. And exhale, bringing the fingertips down, straightening out that right leg, right knee, hamstring stretch. Ankle can be flexed or pointed here, whatever helps you feel the opening in the back of the leg more. And breathing here. Noticing the sensations in the body. If your mind may start to wander, bringing it back to the breath. And coming back forward, planting that palm down. We're gonna tuck the back toes under, lifting that knee up. Left palm plants down, right hand reaches up towards the sky. Holding this pose here, continuing to breathe. If you want to challenge yourself, you can stay here, or you can gently bring that hand towards the left thigh. Holding here, using the strength in your body. If that's too challenging, you can always keep the left palm down, but gently move onto your fingertips, putting less weight onto that hand. And on the next inhale, lifting up all the way, challenging your body, challenging your strength here. Twisted warrior. And on the next inhale, flipping around, warrior two. Gazing past the right fingertips. Holding this warrior two. Strong back leg, making sure the back foot is aligned with the back edge of the mat. Leading that right knee forward so it's stacked over top the right ankle. Relaxing the shoulders down the back. And exhale, reversing that warrior, opening up that right side body. Exhale, cartwheeling the hands back down. Stepping that right foot back into plank and coming through your vinyasa. Exhale, knees up or down, chaturanga. Inhale, going on tops of the feet, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, lifting the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breaths here. Noticing the imbalance between the sides as we move forward towards the next side. Inhale, left toes reach up towards the sky. Again, you can bend that knee, open up that hip. Drawing circles if you did so on the other side. Or if your body's feeling like opening up that hip a bit more. Both directions. Straightening out that left leg. Back to three-legged down dog. Inhale, leaning forward, shoulders over wrists. Knee to nose, hold for 1 second. And dropping, stepping that foot in between the hands, dropping that back knee. Inhale, arms reach up, shoulders down the back, low lunge. Breathing here, left knee over top left ankle, getting a deep opening in the front of that right hip. Strengthening the core, trying not to dip too much weight in that low back. And exhale, dropping the fingertips, straightening out that left leg, feeling that opening in the back of the hamstring and calf. Just breathing here. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out. Feeling grounded here. Inhale, planting that sole of the foot, tucking the back toes under, planting right palm beside the left foot. And lifting the back knee as you reach your left hand up towards the sky. Reverse side angle pose here, holding gaze up towards the left thumb, or if that's not nice for your neck, you can always gaze towards the left side of the room. Breathing here, again, if you want to challenge yourself, you can try to come up onto fingertips here, right fingertips, or reach towards the right thigh, wherever you are in your practice, holding for a couple deep breaths. And slowly on the next inhale, lifting up into reverse warrior. Relaxing the shoulders, holding here, strong arms, strong legs. And inhale to twist it around, warrior two. Relaxing the shoulders down the back here in your warrior two, you're facing the opposite side. Gazing past those left fingertips. Strong back leg. Back foot is parallel to the back edge of the mat. And on the next inhale, reverse the warrior, opening up that left side body. Inhale, cartwheeling the arms back down, stepping that left foot back, plank pose, coming through your chaturanga, knees up or down. Exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Noticing the difference in the backs of those hamstrings. I definitely feel it's a lot more open now after that sequence. Slowly letting gravity take control as the heels gently and slowly reach closer towards that mat, keeping that long line of energy in the back from the crown of the head towards the tops of the sit bones. On the next inhale, rolling onto the balls of the feet, bending the knees, stepping the feet forward in between the hands. Inhale, a halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center, down by the sides, Tadasana, mountain pose. Just taking a couple deep breaths here in this mountain pose, closing the eyes. Bringing the toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale, bending the knees, sweeping the arms up and forward. Utkatasana, making sure you can see all 10 toes in this chair pose. Bringing the hips back. Arms can be forward, arms can be up. Breathing here. The weight is on the heels rather than the toes. You can even lift all toes. And exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, planting the palms, stepping back into plank pose and coming through your vinyasa, knees up or down. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, lifting hips up and back, downward facing dog. And from your down dog, we're gonna slowly float our way forward into plank, like an ocean wave, and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling through the spine, forward into plank. And exhale, back into downward facing dog, like that ocean wave you were envisioning at the beginning of the practice. Inhale, rolling forward into plank. And exhale, lifting up and back, downward facing dog. From your down dog, rolling onto the balls of the heels, bending the knees, stepping forward to meet on your sit bones. We're gonna come into Navasana boat pose. So bringing the knees in, straightening the spine, rolling the shoulders back. Hands can be behind the thighs, lifting those shins up so that they're parallel to the mat. You can also bring them all the way up if you can lengthen the legs or straighten the legs. That's even better. Working with your body though. Whatever you're capable of holding is always the best to strengthen the body. So holding this position, you can keep your hands on the backs of the thighs or palms face up, straight back, rolling the shoulders back, holding here for 3 breaths. Noticing how the body feels, whether that is comfort or discomfort, letting yourself be. Slowly lowering all the way to the mat. And on the mat, we're going to lift the legs up into L-shaped position, dead bug pose. We're gonna open up the hamstrings here, lying down on the mat. So we're gonna bend one of the knees so that that sole of the foot, so the left foot is face down on the mat. And we're going to reach towards the ankle, the calf, wherever you can grab on the foot. If you're really flexible, you have really long arms, or the arm to leg ratio is a bit different, so you can actually reach towards the foot. We're going to keep a slight bend in that right knee, but really feeling an opening in the back of the hamstrings, the calf here. If you have a strap, feel free to use it. This can always help when you're practicing here. So adjusting the strap so that you can really maximize the opening in the back of the the right leg and hamstring. If you don't have a strap, you can always just take hold of the calf, the ankle, or the foot, and the same benefits will come. Breathing here. With every inhale, breathing oxygen into the back of that right leg. And every exhale, sinking deeper into that hamstring stretch. And lengthening that foot that's on the ground, straightening out that left leg. We're going to come into a side twist in this position here if you have the strap. If not, just bending the knee and bringing it over towards the left. Reaching the right hand out towards the right side. If you don't have a strap, just coming into your normal twist with the right knee bent. Breathing here. If you have the strap, continuing that hamstring opening in this twist. Really opening up that right hip, as well as the back of the leg. You may feel it in your IT band on the outer aspect of that right thigh. Inhale back to center and switching sides. So dropping to removing the strap if you have it, dropping that right sole of the foot onto the ground, lifting the left foot up towards the sky, and opening up the back of that left hamstring using a strap or without the strap if you don't have one. You can also use any sort of string or belt or whatever you have that can help you. As long as you feel that opening in the back of the left calf. Right sole of the foot is planted on the mat. And holding here. With every inhale, breathing oxygen into the back of that leg. And every exhale, sinking a little bit deeper into this hamstring stretch. Noticing how the body feels here. Trying to be loving with your body. Accepting yourself and your body for where it is. And not trying to force it into any position that it's not ready for at this moment. And slowly straightening out that right leg, keeping that hamstring opening. And if you're using the strap, bringing that right foot over towards the right, maintaining that hamstring opening. Let me just move this chair here. And if you have no strap, just slowly bending that left leg and bringing it over towards the right in the same way. Left palm faces up. On the opposite side, gaze is over the left shoulder. We're in our side twist here. Breathing oxygen into that left outer hip. Inhaling back to center. If you have the strap, taking the strap away and gently putting it off to the side. If you need one last final pose, whatever it is, happy baby, take the last few moments of this practice here to complete your practice. And we're going to meet in Shavasana. In your Shavasana, however you like to take it, come to full relaxation in your body. Grounding the back, your back into the mat, noticing all points that are touching the mat. And letting those points of contact with the mat sink deeper into the mat. Noticing those points of the body that are in contact with the mat. Imagining it sink deeper and deeper until you're almost floating. You feel so grounded that it's almost like you're floating. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the space between the eyebrows, the eyelids, letting the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth, relaxing the muscles in the neck, relaxing the palms, the hands, the fingers. Repeating that mantra you said today at the beginning of the practice. Are you letting go today? Are you allowing yourself to just be? Are you telling yourself today that you are enough? I am enough. Whatever your mantra is today, whether it was just to focus on the breath, allowing yourself to turn inwards and absorb the beneficial effects of this practice, Shavasana. If you want to stay in your Shavasana here, you're more than welcome to. But if you'd like to close this practice off with me today, slowly bringing life back into the body, wiggling the fingertips slowly, wiggling the toes, starting to roll out those wrists, roll out those ankles, nodding the head from side to side. Inhale, reaching arms up overhead, toes point together. Stretching out the body. And exhale, letting go. In whatever way is most comfortable for you. No rush coming to meet in cross-legged position at the front of the mat. Similar to how we started off this practice. Closing the eyes, relaxing the shoulders down the back, bringing the hands to heart center, bowing the head slightly. Thanking yourself for joining me today in this practice. And I invite you right now to reevaluate yourself for a second, just for a moment. How do you feel? Do you feel more grounded? Do you feel like you did something good for your body today? Thanking yourself for going through with this practice, giving your body and yourself a little love in the day. And I invite you to maintain this attitude of focusing on the present moment throughout your day to day, regardless of whether you're doing this practice or not. And gently blinking open the eyes. Thank you so much all for joining me in this practice today. I send you loving light and energy. Namaste. Thanks everyone for joining me. Until next time, bye guys.